Ladies and gentlemen, all, good morning. Allow me to recognize my colleagues, members of the university community, and wider regional public participating in today's media launch. Members of the media, a special welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Maurice Smith, and I'm the University Registrar and Chief Administrative Officer here at the University of the West Indies. Please accept my very best wishes for 2023. We certainly appreciate your continued partnership in covering and reporting on the work of the university. Today I'm joining you live from our university's museum at the UWI regional headquarters in Kingston, Jamaica. And we're thrilled to share some of our plans for 2023. This year is a significant milestone in the history of our regional university as it marks our 75th anniversary. On October 3, 1948, months after the establishment of a branch of the University of London intended to serve British colonies, including an extramural department, then the University College of the West Indies, the first campus, officially opened in Mona, Jamaica. 10 women and 23 men from across the Caribbean region enrolled to study medicine. Later that year, through Royal Charter, the university was formally approved by the Privy Council, and as they say, the rest is history. For over 7.5 decades, the University of the West Indies has provided service and leadership to the Caribbean region and the wider world, and that's undoubtedly a reason to celebrate. This 75th anniversary year will feature initiatives purposely designed and aligned to reflect on our past, confront our present, and articulate plans for our future under the theme UWI at 75, Rooted, Ready, Rising. As a university rooted in the Caribbean with global reach, we know that many share the pride and outstanding accomplishments of our wonderful academy. So, as chair of the 75th Anniversary Planning Committee, I want to take this opportunity to invite all our faculty, our staff, our students, our alumni and partners regionally and internationally, as well as anyone with an affinity to the university, and of course you, members of the media, to join us in celebrating our beloved UWI. Here's a brief presentation on our beginnings and where we are today.
On October 3, 1948, months after the establishment of a branch of the University of London to serve British colonies, including an extramural department, then the University College of the West Indies, the first campus officially opened in Mona, Jamaica. 10 women and 23 men from across the Caribbean enrolled to study medicine. Later that year, through Royal Charter, the university was formally approved by the Privy Council. It has been rendered as a place of light, liberty, and learning, as well as a Caribbean response to the challenge of change by Sir Philip Sherlock, the first Director of Extramural Studies, and Professor Rex Nettleton, the first UWI alumnus to become Vice-Chancellor in their joint monograph documenting the university's history. 75 years ago, what began as a fledgling university campus in Jamaica has evolved into a future-driven and top-ranked global academy with 5 campuses across the Caribbean and global centers in North and Latin America, Asia, Africa, and Europe.
We are rich in innovations and ideas. We are powerful pelicans, ready to fly on those wings of change like never before.
We are renowned for an exceptional record of producing critical thinkers and leaders who serve the needs of the 21st century society, and at 75, we're just hitting our stride.
UWI's legacy is the light of stellar service and leadership in the Caribbean for 7.5 decades.
A global university rooted in the Caribbean, activist, SDG engaged, climate smart, and championing reparatory justice with a mission to advance learning, create knowledge, and foster innovation for the positive transformation of the Caribbean and the wider world. As we mark our 75th anniversary in 2023, the UWI at 75 Jubilee supports a reflection of our past, homage to the present, and the future outlook.
And so we have to be robust in our management, we have to be strategic in our decision making, and we have to ensure that this university continues to rise and to make proud the people of the Caribbean.
We are rooted. Although our growth and impact continues to be global, we remain strongly influenced by where our university's foundation was built and by our service to Caribbean people and their contributions to the UWI's development. We are ready. We continue to be an advocate for the region, its needs and advancement, and we are recognized as a valuable resource for expertise on every issue that it faces, playing an unprecedented role in enabling the Caribbean's readiness, ability to overcome challenges, to build the Caribbean's resilience, and revitalize Caribbean development. We are rising. We face head-on with realness and honesty the reality that there is still room for the university to grow. We are on a continuous path of improvement and development, and as the light rising from the west, we aspire to rise, to soar higher, and to be a beacon of empowerment to our community. Rooted, ready, rising. Join us for the 75th anniversary of the University of the West Indies. Learn more at www.uwi.edu/75.
The 75th.
At this point, I want to share special greetings from both our Chancellor, Sir Robert Bermudez, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles.
What an extraordinary journey it has been. 75 years of service to our Caribbean world. 75 years of commitment to nation building. 75 years of driving forward economic and social transformation and development. And what extraordinary achievements there have been. Academic excellence, success as a fine global university rooted in Caribbean civilization, now ranked #1 in the Caribbean world, in the top 1% of the finest universities in Latin America and the Caribbean, and the top 1.5% of the finest global universities. Our success has been a result of persistent and dedicated funding as a public university by the governments of the region. The endorsement of our values by the communities and the people throughout our region, and the absolute belief in the value-added propositions by the global partners who have worked with us over these 7 decades. And of course, there has been the commitment and the passion of our staff and the inspiration of generations of students. It is for me a joy and an honor to join with our colleagues, our stakeholders, our students in this 75th year, in this moment of reflection and projection. As we validate the value of gratitude and position it to the fore of all that we do, and to engage in activities that justify a modest measure of celebration in order to inspire the call for sustainability. Each decade since 1948 has been marked by challenges and difficulties as we sought to detach our people from the colonial scaffold. There have been difficult and challenging times, but there has never been any doubt, neither has there been despair. There has never been a call to retreat, not to resign. Our struggle has been spirited and just, purposeful and righteous. The theme that articulates our activities for the 75th anniversary speak to an academy that is rooted, ready, and rising. The overarching focus, however, speaks to the need for a future development paradigm for the Caribbean. We are using the frame, the state of the Caribbean, vision, strategy, and leadership. We wish to engage our colleagues throughout the Caribbean and beyond on this focus as we move to implement the second phase of our strategic development plan. The first phase, the reputation revolution, has been a great success. The reputation and the visibility of our university has never been higher. Phase 2 focuses on the revenue revolution that is needed to sustain our financial viability. The conversion of our global reputation into sustained revenue is now a core purpose. We have much in which to be proud. We have much to celebrate. Indeed, it is the dignity of our collective achievement which will be the fuel for propulsion into the future we now desire. This 75th year will sizzle with regional activities. I look forward to meeting and greeting each of you in large numbers at these many events. There will, of course, be a special big up for all of you Pelicans as you return physically and virtually to the nest. Thank you and blessings upon our one UWI. Thank you.
I'm absolutely delighted to greet you today as we formally launch the UWI's 75th anniversary celebrations. It is most appropriate that this broadcast to the region and the world is taking place from Mona, the birthplace of the UWI. In 1948, 33 students from across the Caribbean made their way to the Mona campus on Ligony Plains in Kingston, Jamaica. We celebrate their pioneering state spirit and their accomplishments over the years. And to the remaining members of the first 33, Dr. Ruby Lake Richards and Sir Reginald Walwyn, I say a sincere thank you for leading the way together with your cohorts as lights rising from the west. 75 years hence, the UWI has prepared more than 250,000 graduates from across a wide spectrum of disciplines, and our academics have produced a significant body of sterling research that has informed policy at the national and regional levels. I believe the UWI has lived up to its promise. However, much more can be done and must be done. We will need the active involvement of all members of our community, staff, students, alumni, and those in our extended community to ensure that the UWI continues to produce the high-quality research and graduates for which it has become known. During this year of celebration and beyond, we'll be calling on you all to work with the leadership of the university to keep in the hearts and minds of everyone the university's mission: to advance learning, create knowledge, and foster innovation for the positive transformation of the Caribbean and the wider world. We especially ask you to reach out to us as well from wherever you are. We want to hear from you and look forward to touching bases. I close with the words of Norman Washington Manley as he reflected on the role of the fledgling University College of the West Indies. This is our child and father-to-be. It must grow in an atmosphere of close and protective attention. We must make it our own, and that demands watchfulness and most of all, pride and purpose and spirit in all our acts and deeds and thoughts when we turn them towards this great new thing among us. Join us for this wonderful celebration.
Thank you, Chancellor Bermudez and Vice-Chancellor Beckles. Albeit with careful financial prudence, a year-long program of events and activities is planned to commemorate the 75th Jubilee milestone. It will include award ceremonies, academic seminars, sports and cultural events, research showcases, and so much more. You may know the operations of the University of the West Indies are supported by 17 governments across the region. As key stakeholders of our institution, several of them have endorsed the celebrations by declaring Saturday, January 7 as UWI Day. The day, which is commemorated by a series of proclamations, signals the official start of the UWI 75th anniversary celebrations. Among the countries that have declared proclamations are Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, Bermuda, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the Bahamas. January 7 holds a special significance for the UWI, as it was on January 7, 1947, that the governing body of the University College of the West Indies assembled for its first meeting in the House of the British Council in Jamaica. It was at this first meeting that a decision was taken for lands at Mona, Jamaica, to be used for establishing the first campus of the University of the West Indies. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to share a special segment highlighting the UWI Day proclamations across the region.
The University of the West Indies is celebrating its 75th anniversary of existence in 2023. In keeping with this remarkable milestone, January 7, 2023 will be declared UWI Day. The theme for the start of the celebrations is UWI at 75, rooted, ready, rising. We know that the university has made tremendous strides since October 4th, 1948, when it started in Jamaica with the first batch of medical students. Today, the university stands as a beacon of success in higher education, regionally, and has tremendous impact on international academia. The institution has contributed in no small measure to the global reservoir of knowledge and research. Indeed, UWI has contributed to every facet of society and Caribbean development. Today, it is ranked among the top universities globally. We applaud those who had the vision to open this institution. I also would like to congratulate the management, faculty, and administrative staff for making this institution successful over the years and very competitive, and for providing Caribbean citizens with a platform for excelling. Happy 75th anniversary to the University of the West Indies.
I'm very happy to be here associating the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I personally, with the UWI Day, January the 7th, commemorating, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the University of the West Indies. I entered the University of the West Indies in late September 1966 and was there as a student for 5 years, doing my first degree and my master's in the Faculty of Social Sciences. And then after doing my PhD, I returned and was a lecturer at Mona and at Cave Hill up to 1979. And I came home and immersed myself in competitive politics for the first time. The University of West Indies has made a significant contribution to our Caribbean civilization. And of course, as Her Excellency has said, to global knowledge and research. At a personal level, the university has helped to mold me into who I am. I have sat at the feet of towering intellectuals from our Caribbean and continue to read their impressive body of research. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has a very strong link with the University of the West Indies. And given the education revolution over the last near 22 years, under my successive administrations, we have seen the opening of access to quality university education, and especially at the University of the West Indies. Indeed, we are on target to have one college or university graduate per household on an average by 2030. I'm here because of the University of West Indies' involvement in my own life and career, and also because of its immense contribution to our Caribbean civilization. But very much so, for the next 75 years, 100 years, more, to build upon the tremendous foundation which has been laid over the last 75 years. It's a university which has become mature, and it is expanding further. I was the first student, I was a student leader at the time, in November 1968, to sit on the University Council along with two other students, one from Trinidad and one from St. Augustine, Trinidad, and one from Cave Hill, Barbados. So that's 53 years ago. I was a member of the University Council, which is the highest decision-making body. I was there for that year while I was president of the Guild of Undergraduates at the University of West Indies, Mona, Jamaica. And I recently attended, 53 years later, a meeting of the University Council in my capacity as the minister responsible for higher education. So that would give everyone an indication of the length of time of my own association with this remarkable institution. Happy 75th anniversary. I wish all the students and faculty members and the leadership, the Vice Chancellor and the Chancellor, all the best for the new year and the many, many more years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister.
I want to note that in addition to our Caribbean governments, over the past 7.5 decades, the university has been generously supported by numerous regional and international corporate partners. And I'd like to use this platform to extend an open invitation to interested corporate partners to get involved in our anniversary celebrations through the myriad opportunities available. You're welcome to contact our Institutional Advancement Division at 876-977-1600. That's 876-977-1600, or by email at iad@alumni.uwi.edu. That's iad@alumni.uwi.edu. As I mentioned earlier, several events and activities are on the calendar for our 75th Jubilee. On the heels of UE Day tomorrow, Saturday, January 7, is the traditional interfaith convocation service at the University Chapel at the Mona campus on Sunday, January 8. The service will be broadcast live via the university's public information platform, UWI TV. Members of the public are invited to attend in person, and for those of you across the region and in our diaspora communities, I invite you to tune in to the live stream. Last but not least, I'd like to highlight our anniversary website, www.uwi.edu/75. Let me just do that again for you to make a note, www.uwi.edu/75. The website curates a bit of our history. It features the calendar of events that will be updated through the year, as well as a very special call to members of our university community to share their memories and photos, which will be featured on the site. I also want to bring your attention to our UWI 75th anniversary merchandise available through our UWI bookshops. All proceeds go directly to the university. In addition, we expect to launch a signature collection of merchandise featuring indigenous and/or custom products produced locally by our very own UWI staff, students, and alumni. We're very proud of this initiative as we demonstrate our capacity and contribution as an entrepreneurial university. There's still an opportunity to onboard UWI entrepreneurs, so this is an open call to all UWI staff, students, and alumni. If you currently operate an SME offering innovative, indigenous custom products, then this is your chance to bid to be a part of the select showcase as part of the UWI's 75th anniversary signature merchandise collection. Interested entrepreneurs must have the ability to customize and/or brand their products to fit the signature merchandise collection in addition to meeting some other specific requirements. Further details can be found on our website. Again, www.uwi.edu/75. Next on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to open the floor to our local and regional media partners who have joined us, whether here in person at our RHQ or online. We welcome the opportunity for questions about the 75th anniversary and planned celebrations. Our media colleagues that are here present in the room, we invite you to use the standing microphone situated to my left, your right. And others in the online space, please feel free to post questions via the chat feature on the UWI TV website or Facebook platforms. So the first question. What plans do you have to incorporate alums in the diaspora? There are several plans apace to incorporate our alumni that are across the diaspora. As is custom, we do have a number of benefit galas. We'll have one in Toronto, we'll have one in New York. We are planning one for London, we're planning one for South Florida as well, and this will allow our colleagues, our alumni there to participate directly in the 75th anniversary. Of course, many of our events that will be happening right across the year will be hybrid events, and so our alumni, our present and former members of staff, everyone is welcome to participate in these events. So there is nothing that will, no activity that will exclude any alum, any member of staff, whether present or past, or any student from participating. In fact, we invite everyone to go to our website, look out for the calendar of events, and let me just say that the activities will be spread right across the region. There are activities taking place on every single campus and in almost every single of the 17 countries in which the University of the West Indies is present in the region. And so we look forward to the full participation of all our members of our Alumni Association. Another question coming through: why did the UWI choose the theme for the 75th anniversary? That's an interesting question. The members of the anniversary committee engaged in a deep dive to reflect on whence we have come. And we thought it important to celebrate the rich and storied past of the University of the West Indies, paying homage to our foundational principles. And whilst looking back on our past, we also thought it important to embrace the issues with which we contend in the contemporary Caribbean here in 2022, 2023. And we also wanted to focus on an upward trajectory of continuous improvement. And so having done that deep dive, we deduced from our discussions that it would be best to focus on our past, our present, and our future. Hence, rooted, ready, and rising. Here's another question from the chat room. Please highlight the main events planned to mark this momentous occasion. Wow, we do have a bevy of events. As you would have heard, we've been having proclamation days across the region. We have an interfaith service tomorrow, and we'll also have a number of events. Coming up at the end of the month, we will be having an online symposium that will feature prime ministers of the region articulating their vision of the region in collaboration with the University of the West Indies. Interestingly, a number of regional institutions are also observing special milestones this year. CARICOM is 50 years old, and CXC. The university is partnering, is collaborating with these entities to host a number of these activities. Again, online, in person, hybrid. So there'll be academic conferences, there'll be film festivals, there'll be special lectures. We'll be featuring, we'll be having a Jubilee Week. We'll be paying homage to first students, our medical students who began their program in 1948. We'll be having cricket matches, films, bus tours, gala events, scholarships, concerts, all sorts of things that are academic, entrepreneurial, social, and religious in nature. Quite a number of events are planned from January through to the end of December, not only in Jamaica, but repeating for emphasis on every landed campus and certainly in every territory in which the UWI is present in the region. I'm not seeing any more questions at the moment. Are there? Okay, there are no more questions in the room. So, media partners, ladies and gentlemen all, we are very grateful that you have taken time out of your busy schedules to join us today. We thank you for your questions and look forward to continuing to engage you throughout the year. I want to take this opportunity to thank the members of the University's 75th Anniversary Planning Committee, certainly the campus planning teams, the Office of Administration, the University Marketing Communications Office, UETV, and all units, all team members who have given leadership, coordination, and support. Thank you all for joining us. And please visit our website, www.uwi.edu/75. To learn more and certainly to stay in touch with us as we'll post more and more information as details unfold. And as Vice Chancellor Beckles said, the 75th anniversary of the University of the West Indies is about to be a magnificent year. Rooted, ready, rising. Ladies and gentlemen all, thank you.